and summarize the battle. Gu Chengsang immediately spoke, "Predecessor, your help is invaluable. I will remember it." In a dark and eerie cave, Jiang Chen kneeled and shouted, "Predecessor, your help is invaluable. I will remember it." The old evil cultivator responded, "Stop saying useless things. I only helped for the inheritance. But you, boy, have a tough life. I thought you'd be dead from Gu Chengsang's palm." The bronze bead thought, "I can't tell him about my existence yet." Jiang Chen asked in confusion, "Predecessor, what should we do now?" The old evil cultivator replied, "Don't you have the means of the divine Yuan master? If you want to grow stronger safely, go steal tombs on the island." The bronze bead thought to herself, "Little god, you absolutely can't listen to him. In the future, you have to restore the glory of the immortal palace. How can you become a tomb raider? It's too embarrassing." Jiang Chen frowned and said firmly, "As long as I can get stronger, I'm willing to do anything." Then he thought, "It's better to be embarrassed than to lose my life." The scene shifted to the Gu family, and Gu Lin's voice was heard, "Is this the moon-watching immortal beast? This is the first time I've seen it." An elder beside him said, "Back in the upper world, only the immortal palace had a moon-watching immortal beast. This little one must be its descendant. I heard that once it matures, it will be larger than the Milky Way. I don't know if that's true." Suddenly, Gu Chengsang spoke from behind, "I'll leave it to my father, I'm heading back to the academy." Gu Lang responded, Such a precious immortal beast. Aren't you going to raise it yourself?" The male protagonist smiled and replied, "I'm good at killing this and that, but raising pets is not for me. Besides, this little one seems quite afraid of me." Gu Lin turned around and said, "I have no experience in this either. Back then, you were raised by servants. I wasn't at ease, so how about?" Elder Ning sensed something was wrong and immediately stepped on the gas, rushing out while shouting, "Tribe leader, I still have things to do. I'm leaving." Gu Chang'e, seeing this, helplessly shook his head and said, "Forget it, let Xiener take care of it. She's already taking care of a foolish chicken anyway." Suddenly, a crisp voice rang out, "If you don't want to take care of it, let me take care of it." The two turned their heads, quite surprised. The male protagonist replied, "If Di Qing is interested." The woman in green sat down and stroked the little beast, then said, "You're its master, so name it." Gu Chang'e said, "Name it? How about calling it Xiener?" The two were left speechless, completely helpless against this revenge-driven madman. Then, Gu Chang'e laughed and said, "Ha ha ha, just kidding. Seeing it's all clean and white, let's call it Little White. Little White, from now on, you must listen to Di Qing. Otherwise, I'll stew you and make soup." Di Qing turned and asked, "Shouldn't the imperial order and sword be returned to me now?" Before she finished speaking, Gu Chang'e had already turned and ran, flying while shouting, "The academy and the true immortal have things waiting for me to deal with. See you, bye." The two watched his receding figure with 90% affection and 100% helplessness. The scene shifted to late at night in Gu Chang'e's room. A subordinate came to report, "Master, the secret treasure you sent to the Towning God domain encountered the 13 great swords in the Chaos Star domain. Though the loss was heavy, the item was preserved." Gu Chang'e said indignantly, "Oh. They even dare to rob my things. These bandits must be tired of living." Suddenly, a transmission from Ming Kong sounded, "You're back." Gu Chang'e turned and instructed his subordinate, "You go down first, I'll arrange this later." The scene shifted to outside the door, where Chu Chu quietly walked in and said, "I'm looking for Gu Chang'e." Meanwhile, inside the room, Gu Chang'e transmitted to the person on the roof, "Just got back, why do you miss your husband so soon after we parted?" Ming Kong replied, "There's something I've been meaning to ask you, who exactly is Xiao Ruoyin that Jiang Shen mentioned?" The scene shifted to the male protagonist's side. Chu Chu had already entered, and Gu Chang'e said, "Isn't this the Saintess Chu Chu from the human ancestor hall? You've come, did you encounter trouble again?" Where's the calamity of the silent sound happening now? On the other side, Ming Kong sat anxiously waiting for a reply, wondering, why is there no response? Where is she? Gu Changa continued, but we have to agree first, if you want my help, the reward can't be too little. Chu Chu said, I'm looking for you, can't it be for something else? Gu Changa replied, between us, what else could it be? Don't forget, you are the saintess of the human ancestor. Paul, upholding justice, and I'm the great demon, committing all sorts of evil, causing chaos in the world. We are destined to stand on opposite sides, it's either you die or I die. Chu Chu said, is it a great sin to slay gods? She then recalled all the past events. The times when the male protagonist saved her. And those passionate kisses, the tender and lingering nights. Then Chu Chu shouted, Gu Changa, I know you're not actually that bad. Your identity destined you to be opposed to the human ancestor hall, either he dies or you perish. But now, I can somewhat understand you. Gu Changa turned around and said, is it that you're overthinking? I'm not as good as you think. Everything I do has my own purpose. Chu Chu asked loudly, then explain, why didn't you kill me? Why did you save me in the Absolute Een land? And resolve the Absolute Een disaster for me? The male protagonist replied, I never explain my actions to others. Chu Chu continued, I know your biggest secret. If I expose it, you're definitely dead. If you're really as bad as you say, you should have killed me to silence me, not saved me again and again. Earlier, didn't you say I was a tool of the human ancestor? Gu Changa retorted, did I say that? Chu Chu replied. I'm not like Prince Chin. No one cares about me, and I don't even know who my parents are. From the moment I became aware, I have been trained by the human ancestor palace. I think my life's purpose is to be a tool for the human ancestor. Gu Changa sighed and then asked, what are you trying to say? Chu Chu thought for a moment and then said, the human ancestor palace cannot exist without the human ancestor, and the world cannot be without a leader to fight against the Absolute in heaven. The male protagonist interrupted, so, you came here today to ask me to help you find someone to impersonate the human ancestor? Chu Chu smiled and answered, what I mean is, you should be the one to become the human ancestor. This way, no one will suspect you have anything to do with the inheritors of demonic powers. Gu Changa replied, Jiang Chu Chu, do you know what this means? It means you're betraying your sect and colluding with me. If the human ancestor palace finds out, you'll be flayed, drawn, and have your bones refined. Chu Chu firmly answered, I've already prepared myself. Besides, no one is more suitable for this position than you now. Gu Changa immediately reached out and wrapped his arm around Chu Chu's waist, then said, you're really silly, I was right. From now on, you'll be in the abyss with me. Chu Chu replied, this time, I'm living for myself. I've finally made a decision for myself, and from now on, we'll be on the same boat. After speaking, Chu Chu pushed Gu Changa away and shyly ran back. The male protagonist smiled as if he had found a treasure, thinking, of course we're on the same boat, but this boat will listen to me. But suddenly, the young man felt something was wrong and quickly turned around in shock, exclaiming, oh no. It's a disaster. It turned out he remembered he was supposed to report to the rooftop, but completely forgot because of the girl's arrival. On the other side, Ming Kong was angrily thinking, where the heck did he go? The scene shifted outside, where Chu Chu breathed a sigh of relief and said, phew. Finally said it. However, Prince Chin suddenly appeared behind her like a ghost and coldly spoke, sister, what did you just say? Chu Chu screamed in fear, Prince Chin, are you sick? Prince Chin questioned, did you go see Gu Changa? Chu Chu replied, what does it have to do with you? Prince Chin said angrily, I told you he's a garbage man, and you're really love-brained. He's playing with you, and you're still happy about it? Chu Chu retorted, what are you so anxious about? Prince Chin continued, what do you mean anxious? I'm just concerned about you, I don't want you to get hurt. Why should I be anxious? Chu Chu said, then it's just right, I have something to tell you too. Prince Qin asked, what? Are you pregnant? Chu Chu firmly said, Gu Chang'e is the human ancestor. Prince Qin was struck like a thunderbolt, exclaiming in disbelief, what is this nonsense? What did you just say? Then she shouted angrily, hey! I don't care who you are, leave Jiang Chu Chu immediately. Or I won't be polite. Chu Chu, already tired of her childishness, coldly said, how childish. Prince Qin continued to press, is it you? Did Gu Chang'e use some despicable means to control you? Take off your clothes, let me check. Chu Chu replied, I have no reason to lie, and besides, Gu Chang'e has the split world Qing lotus to testify. Prince Qin was shocked, wait, at first, I suspected him, and you even got angry with me for it. You. So Asu coldly turned around and said, anyway, the truth is like this. I've told you, whether you believe it or not is up to you. Prince Chen replied, Gu Chang'e is powerful and talented, indeed meeting the standards of the human race. But if that's the case, your divine tracking technique should have detected it long ago. Why wait until now? So Asu calmly responded, you might make mistakes, horses may stumble, what's so strange about that? Prince Chen immediately caught up and asked, you two didn't team up to deceive me, did you? Jiang. So Asu, can you guarantee that the people of the human race temple won't deceive their own people? The scene shifts to the next day at Gu Chang'e's residence, where many strange auras emanated from the main character's room. Everyone gathered curiously, discussing among themselves, is young Master Chang'e really the incarnation of the human race? Of course, it's true, a human race scientist confirmed it. Now he's preparing to have the elders verify his sacred body to confirm his identity. Hurry! Go see. The body of the reborn lotus flower, young Master Chang'e is indeed the incarnation of the human race. No wonder he could repeatedly oppose the inheritors of demonic power. With young Master Chang'e protecting us, even the inheritors of demonic power won't be a match. Prince Chen, shocked, thought, really, he must have taken it from the human race, right? Even Ming Kong looked bewildered, thinking, oh my god, what's going on? Beside them, Lu Guanwang was also excited, thinking, what kind of trick is the human race temple and Gu Chang'e playing? Human race? Are you treating us like fools? The human race temple uses his power, while Gu Chang'e uses the extraordinary position of the human race temple. Looks like he thinks I'm after the title of top among the young generation, which is causing him pressure. The crowd below kept shouting, young Master Chang'e, reincarnation of the human race. Gu Chang'e was smiling smugly by the side, thinking, these fools, all right. The human race identity has been confirmed, next is. The scene shifts to half a month later, at Gu Chang'e's residence. Gu Chang'e asked, how is everything going? His subordinate replied, Master, I'm incompetent, some of the leaders among the 13 thieves are very strong. Hearing this, the protagonist immediately rushed out quickly. The young man was exuding strong killing intent, his face filled with anger as he said, very strong. Lead the way, I'll kill them all. The scene shifts to the Chaos Star domain, where a fierce battle had taken place. The wreckage of warships was scattered all around. Gu Chang'e had quickly arrived here. A huge explosion shook the heavens and earth. Then a cultivator was sent flying like a dog. As he ran, he thought in fear, damn it, why is that quasi-supreme guy so strong? Just as he was flying desperately, he crashed into some kind of obstruction and shouted, Supreme Aura. Gu Chang'e appeared behind him, speaking, hey, don't run, it's a waste of effort. The cultivator replied, you dare to touch me? 13 thieves have been rampaging in the Chaos Star domain for millions of years. If you kill me, they'll avenge me. Gu Chang'e just smiled and said, heh, are you talking about them? He then waved his hand. The cultivator turned around, terrified, to look behind him. It turned out that all the people he mentioned had already been killed by Gu Chang'e. The cultivator's head spun as he shouted, you killed them all. Why do you have to chase us down? What did we do wrong to offend you? Gu Chang'e took something from his hand and asked, Hey, do you recognize this? The Hongmeng Z sword was specially sent by me to be reforged in the Zhenbing divine domain. How dare you steal my things? You're not even worthy of death. The cultivator was so scared he lost all reaction and said, You are Gu Chang'e? Gu Chang'e smiled wickedly, That's right, here's your reward, a reunion. The tragic sound came from the bell, No, I'm sorry. Please let me go, I was wrong. Gu Chang'e thought, The Hongmeng purple mirror is made using the treasure of the purple sun heavenly lord. Let's see what fate you can predict. Then, a symbol shaped like an eye emitted a dark aura. It was replaying the scene of the previous battle, where the protagonist's convoy was attacked and robbed. Among them, there was a person in a wheelchair, being pushed into the space by his subordinates. He was not only crippled but also blind. The protagonist thought, Who is this person? How did he use chaos to escape? Then, the Hongmeng purple mirror suddenly went dark, unable to continue. This surprised Gu Chang'e, and he blurted out, Is that it? With so many divine materials used to craft this treasure, it can only predict this much. Afterward, the young man ordered, Spread out, chase the remaining 13 thieves' accomplices, especially investigate this person. The scene shifts to an unfamiliar place. Inside a tavern, two people were talking, something big happened recently. The young master of the Gu family personally wiped out the 13 thieves in the Chaos Star domain. It's fantastic. These thieves committed countless crimes. This is a great deed, truly satisfying. Every time I passed there, I got robbed. Gu Chang'e is really a good person. Outside, Jiang Shen was secretly lurking, gnawing on bread. Just as he was chewing, he accidentally dropped it on the ground. Jiang Shen grumbled in frustration, Gu Chang'e, again, Gu Chang'e, I hear his name everywhere. I really can't take it anymore, I beg him, now I've become a tomb raider. Sooner or later I will. Suddenly, a dog quickly rushed over and snatched the bread. A voice came from the spaceship, The thing you stole hasn't even been sold, and that's your last piece of bread. Jiang Shen immediately chased after it, shouting, Damn it, dog thief. Give me back my bread, I'm starving. The scene shifts to the demon realm, where someone loudly said, Your Majesty, the young master of the academy has sent you a letter. After reading the letter, Queen Ingjiao said, Humph, he's done such a big thing recently, and still has time to care about how I'm doing. The subordinates whispered, Did His Majesty just smile? Yes, I remember the last time His Majesty smiled was. The last time. One person loudly scolded, Even though His Majesty favors us, you two shouldn't go too far. Ingjiao said, All right, give the order. Monitor the teleportation arrays all over the demon realm leading to the upper realms, and ask them to closely inspect the personnel passing through. Any suspicious signs, arrest them immediately. One subordinate asked, Your Majesty, is someone coming to the demon realm? Ingjiao replied, Never mind, I'll tell you. Recently, Gu Chang'e personally wiped out the 13 major thieves in the Chaos Star domain. Among them, one escaped. He was a demon master from 6,000 years ago, beside the Xianyang demon emperor, named Bai Kuan. The subordinates discussed in surprise, Bai Kuan. Is it that person again? I heard he can see the secrets of fate and reverse the universe. That's why he escaped the layers of encirclement back then, disappearing ever since. It turns out he fled to the Chaos Star domain. Ingjiao continued, It seems that the remnants of those who weren't exterminated 6,000 years ago are showing signs of revival. Yan Mo, I want to write a letter to Gu Chang'e. The scene shifts to a street in the city, where people were discussing, I heard from my brother that Gu Chang'e's army has moved north, possibly to chase the remaining accomplices of those 13 thieves. Hiding in the corner, Jiang Shen was setting up the items he had stolen from the tomb to sell. I don't understand what's going on with my luck. I actually crossed over. The young man sat there thinking, Are these the remnants of the 13 thieves? They must have angered Gu Chang'e. He will eliminate these thieves for everyone, right? What a bastard.